Hello everybody, welcome back to Gaming Copium. Now after our Gorbad run was tragically cut short, pun not intended, by the dwarfs, we are going to start on one of the other DLC legendary lords that was added in the new release for this game, and that is going to be Skulltaker of the Blooded Wanderers as part of the Khorne race. Here he is here. He's got a very tall, pointy head, big horns, and he is, as the name suggests, a fan of taking heads. Poor guy. So he has access to the Cloak of Skulls, allowing the Skulltaker to empower his faction by defeating powerful lords. I've seen some stills of what this looked like. I think it's just a way to progressively upgrade Skulltaker and maybe his armies. The more lords you kill and the more skulls you take, but we'll see how that works when we get into the campaign. He has a hero capacity +2 for Blood Reapers. Demons Reforged, a +10% chance for destroyed Bloodletter units to be restored after battle on all our armies, and -15% upkeep for Bloodletters of Khorne and Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne for units in all armies. Now that's a bit unusual. Normally if a lord has an upkeep reduction, it's part of the lord effects. So when that, basically just that lord's army will be the one that has the reduced upkeep for specific units. But for this case, it's faction effects. So we are going to be using a lot of Bloodletters of Khorne and Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne. I think for Skulltaker's army, we'll build it around Bloodletters. We'll have a few special units like monsters and things as well, and cavalry units. But if we're going to have an infantry unit, it will be a Bloodletter. For other armies, we'll maybe use other stuff, but Bloodletters are still going to be the name of the game. In terms of his specific lord effects, he has campaign movement range an extra 10%. He has a line of sight an extra 100%. So he's good at hunting down armies, it sounds like. Passive ability Frenzy for Bloodletter and Exalted Bloodletter units, Lord's army. So yeah, Bloodletters will be stronger in Skulltaker's army anyway. And ability Bloody Onslaught, affecting one enemy in range, can reduce their melee defense by 24 and armor by 30. So yeah, going to be taking a lot of heads is Skulltaker. We are going to be starting off damn near the middle of Lustria, in between this and the Gorbad campaign. I have refreshed some of my knowledge on the lore. I did a run of Kislev on the Realms of Chaos campaign, just because I wanted to unlock Boris, so I did that off camera. So I've hopefully not as rusty as I was on the Gorbad campaign, and hopefully we won't be killed. We won't have our run cut short as early as that. But yeah, so Lustria, in this totally not South America looking place, we are going to be surrounded by lizardmen, I think. And I think the Vampire Coast has some presence here, and the Empire has a little bit of presence in here. So those will be the enemies that we fight. But I am assuming this campaign will see us traveling around the map a fair bit. Let's check on Skulltaker's lore. Skulltaker. The Skulltaker is the Blood God's immortal champion, the greatest of all Khorne's chosen bloodletters. When not campaigning with his master's armies, Skulltaker roams the realm of chaos at will atop his mighty juggernaut, Kultran. I'm going to assume that's how you say that, Kultran. Kulturan. I thought Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous had names that were hard to pronounce. He appears before Fortress and Stronghold, drawn by tales of martial prowess and rumour of mighty combatants who might offer some small challenge. When a foe foolish and foolhardy enough emerges, Skulltaker dismounts from his loyal steed, salutes the enemy with upturned blade, and charges forward to claim another skull in the Blood God's name. Once only did he suffer defeat at the hands of Sigmar. He still bears the scar he earned that day, and takes great pleasure in repaying the debt upon Sigmar's inheritors at every given opportunity. Okay, so with that in mind, I think we will at some point try to make our way over to this area of the map, because that's where most of the Empire is, because it sounds like Bloodletter has a grudge to bear against the Empire in particular, as they worship Sigmar. And Khorne. Khorne is our faction head. Khorne is the blood god. Let's read his lore too. Khorne, the blood god, rages upon his brass throne, resting atop a mountain of skulls built from the countless heads of the great champions his followers have slain over an immeasurable number of eons. He cares not from where the blood flows, so long as it is done in his name. It is not uncommon to see the warriors of Khorne fighting amongst themselves, battling to prove their skill in combat and rise higher in the eyes of their wrathful master. To follow Khorne is to embrace violence and destruction, and to pledge utter subservience to his cause. Khorne's most favoured servants are gifted with immense powers. Some may even ascend to demonhood, and it is these chosen few who are tasked with bringing his wrath down upon the world. Blood for the blood god. So that's the vibe of Khorne. We are not going to be dealing with diplomacy. We are not going to be dealing with trading or any of that nonsense. We are just going to be charging in, axes first, ready to spill blood for the blood god and collect skulls for the skull throne. Deep within the jungles of Lustria, the mighty demon Skulltaker stalks the land, reaping the skulls of natives and invaders with equal relish. Let's get to work. Look at this artwork. These are the warriors of Khorne, a big Khorne demon back here. This is our vibe for this playthrough. All red, all blood, all angry, swinging big axes.
This world has many champions. But to be the greatest of all, one must forge their legacy in the fires of chaos. Many worthy heroes have fallen before him. Their skulls, trophies, woven into the fabric of his cape. Each bestowing him with the power of a champion's essence. For he is Skulltaker, champion of champions, collector of souls. His destiny beckons. Blood for the blood god.
The skulls of vanquished champions adorn my vestments, and cede their strength to me.
Nice, there we are. So that's the vibe of Skulltaker. It sounds like he's a bit of a Pokemon collector for the heads of mighty combatants and heroes, and I think we're going to play him that way. We will definitely in the battlefield and maybe on the campaign map as well, we will go out of our way to hunt legendary lords. Path to victory. Skulltaker's only concern is to kill worthy lords in battle, to harvest their champion's essence, which he siphons into the Cloak of Skulls to augment his power and abilities. Khorne factions must wage war to maintain their income and harvest the skulls required to occupy territory, raise settlements and summon mighty blood hosts. In return for skulls sent to the Skull Throne, Khorne grants powerful bonuses and abilities. With the reaped essence of beheaded foes, empower the Cloak of Skulls and bring forth the world's destruction to achieve campaign victory in the Blood God's name. Mission issued. Defeat an army belonging to the following faction in battle, Apostles of Change. That's these guys here. They're Tzeentchian. Tzeentch is another god of chaos. Tzeentch's local champion seeks to make a name out of defeating you to garner their unscrupulous master's favour. Slaughter this peon and reap their essence. Let's look at what our victory condition is first. This is something I always forget to do anytime I do a campaign. So our short campaign victory, empower 9 skulls in the Cloak of Skulls. Occupy, loot, raise or sack 30 different settlements. And long victory, loot, raise or sack 60 different settlements. Empower 18 skulls in the Cloak of Skulls and perform 8 rituals of the following category. The Skull Throne. Guess we'll see what that's about. Our starting army, as I said, it's pretty much all blood letters. So we have upkeep reduction on... I don't think we have upkeep reduction on blood crushers, even though it's blood letters riding. We're still going to use blood crushers because they're still the same demons. They're just riding cavalry, even though we don't get the reductions. But we got blood letters of Khorne, exalted of Khorne, some blood crushers of Khorne, not blood letters. Blood Beast of Khorne, big monster, monstrous infantry, and a blood shrine of Khorne. We've also got a hero over here. Is this a... his name is Brass Tide. Maybe we'll rename him later. We'll see how Brass Tide does. Oh yeah, he's a Blood Reaper. Let's add Brass Tide to Skulltaker's army. Let's not dally. Let's get to work. In terms of opposing army, we've got 2 units of marauders. They're pretty lightly armored, so I'm not worried about them. We have some Chaos Warriors. All of our blood letters are armor piercing though, so I'm not worried about armor really anyway. And then Tzeentch uses a lot of blue horrors and pink horrors, which are these units here. They're both ranged. Well, they're mostly ranged, but they can do melee. Whereas we have no range at all as a faction. Range is generally not our deal. Right, here we are. Lovely, lustrous jungle. For our starting position, I've moved our units up to this hill. My plan is to swing around the side and just charge at these units from this angle. We've got our bloodletters and exalted bloodletters lined up here. We've got our cavalry on the flank. We've got brass tied in the woods here on the right side of the flank. Whereas Skulltaker is out in the open here, ready to charge down the leaders. Let's get a look at him. Oh, he looks good. He's pretty cool design now that I look at him. We've also got a Chaos War Shrine in the back. I believe this is going to help us buff our units, and our monstrous infantry are here, ready to help support the front line. Enough faffing about. Let's start.
The god of war exalts in killing. Shed blood in the name of Khorne, and his favor will fall upon you.
Thanks, advisor. Just wait for all of our units to get into position. Sending our cavalry ahead a little bit to maybe spook them, but now that everyone's lined up, send them charging ahead. We'll just have them smash these units as they get closer. Have the beast charge in there. The chariot hit there. Okay. Our heroes will hit the line first. Start sending our chariots round. And we're in. Start scrapping around. Let's send the chariot out. I want to make sure I don't forget to use these abilities. So let's use Skulltaker's Bloody Onslaught so we can hopefully finish this unit quickly. Blood God Shackles, that's an army ability. It has to be used on a lord, so we'll wait until Skulltaker gets into engagement with Kihar. We'll send Skulltaker over there in a second. In the meantime, let's keep charging our cavalry round. In an effort to try and get myself to improve, I am trying my best not to pause so much and use slow motion if I feel like I need a bit of time to think. Okay, our cavalry are coming around the back. Let's charge them into this flank first. That should clean this left side out. Yeah, the Chaos Furies are melting. I'm sure the pink horrors will be melting soon too. Skulltaker, hunt down him. Let's put our chariot out. It's starting to weaken a bit. We'll prepare another flank attack. We'll use this ability to weaken the Lord and blaze the Horn of Khorne. Give all of our units a attack increase. Let's prepare another flank. You guys charge in there. You guys can also get stuck in. Skulltaker's still fighting there. Yeah, this is pretty much over. Just keep cutting him down. No, we're not letting him run away. We may have won the fight, but Skulltaker needs his skull. No, help him out a bit. Normally Skulltaker wouldn't need help, but I don't want this guy running off the map. I want to get his skull. We need to slow him down, though. He's a coward running away from a fight when he's still got full health. This guy should have been fighting to the end. Cowardly Tzeentchian followers, all obsessed with knowledge and secrets and discovery. Well, we're followers of Khorne. We care only for blood. Stop standing around, Skulltaker. Get in there. Yeah, he's dead. He's going to die. He's going to die soon. That's one. There you go. Dead. End battle. Perfect.
If I find out who ate my favourite snotty, then there's going to be some trouble. I was saving him, I was. Dead clever little fella. He could fetch you right quick, cause it was never what I asked for, but you could see he was eager. Poor little fella. Grits Guts Bad Axe, Orc Warlord.
Decisive victory. We only lost 25 soldiers. They lost 797. I guess I should explain the reason why some of their units ran away and others kind of evaporated. So demons in the Warhammer setting, they don't technically die, but they can, when you weaken them, they get banished back to their demon realms, I think is how it works. So demonic units, so you see units like our bloodletters or the pink and purple horrors, they'll have a trait called demonic, which means that they rout a lot less, but when their leadership goes down, they start to just die and then will eventually disappear. Whereas mortal units like the marauders or the chaos warriors of Tzeentch, they will retreat because they're immortal, they're humans. But anyway, we get 1,559 gold, 161 skulls. We don't need to replenish our army by 5%. We took next to no damage. We could take favor, offer them as tribute. Let's reap captives. We want skulls. We'll get 170 skulls. Mission successful. Enemy killed. Kihar. Kihar, our enemy belonging to Apostles of Change, has perished in the Battle of Hualotl, the Gwangee village. Regiment of Around unlocked. Oh, these are bloodletters. We'll get those right away. Held Forged Host. Exalted bloodletters of Khorne. Death begets more death. Once the hungering blades taste blood, nothing can stop the carnage that follows this cornate scourge. Mission issued. Capture and occupy the following settlements. Quitax. It's just it belongs to the Tzeentch faction. Establish a foothold in Lustria will be essential in hunting down and imbibing the strength of the champions who dwell here. Go forth and take Quitax. Level up Skulltaker. Always get Route Marcher first. That extra bonus 5% movement range is lovely. Brass Tide. He has hates Slaanesh as a starting thing. We're not fighting Slaanesh factions right now, but that's useful. You get Brutal Charge, which increases weapon strength by 5% and gives us an extra bonus to our charge. We could get increased mobility. Oh, we'll do that later. Let's start giving him Brutal Charge. I like how these upgrade skills are just called Maim, Kill, Destroy, Slaughter. That's perfect. Let's get this Regiment of Renown. The Hellforge Host. Oh, we can go straight there. What's the garrison like? Oh, the garrison's tiny. Yeah. Okay, we can't quite make it. So instead of going straight there, we'll edge up to the border. And that way I can recruit a bit more. Let's get a couple Flesh Hounds. They're useful to have. I think we have enough bloodletters for right now. Okay, let's have a look at the Khorne technology tree. This is...
On until we've winnowed all the living.
Yep, thank you, Skulltaker. This is new to me. I'm not sure how Khorne technology works. Let's have a look. We've got Gift of Defiance. Increases post-battle loot income. Spread Rage. Chance to automatically colonize ruins in your provinces at the start of your turn. That's good, because then we can sack stuff and hopefully colonize it without having to actually do it manually. Too Hateful to Die. Lowers attrition. Demons can reforge after battle and increase recruitment rank. That's good to have early, I think. Nothing Upon Nothing. Increase Khorne corruption. Serial killing. Campaign movement range plus 10% for blood hosts. And what about armaments? Okay, so armaments is improving our units. Pillars is improving our, non-unit stuff. Perfect. What do I want first is the question. Slaughterous Pride. Army ability, Relentless Range. Entities cannot die while ability is active. That's pretty good. I'm going to get Too Hateful to Die. I think having a bonus recruitment rank early is... the earlier the better for that. So we'll go Too Hateful to Die to start. Okay, so we can have two types of province capitals. We can have Dimensional Breaches or... Soul Keeps. Looks like Soul Keeps get you the Mortal Chaos Warriors and Dimensional Rifts give you the Demon Warriors. So we'll go Dimension Rifts mostly because that's our vibe. We've got the building recruitment for, Khornate Calefactor. So this is what's getting us to recruit our bloodletters. What else can we build? So we could get some kennels to get some Chaos Warhounds. I don't know what's better, a Flesh Hound or a Chaos Warhound. Flesh Hounds are demons. Oh, okay, so Chaos Warhounds are non-demonic wolves. I mean, getting that would be good. That is a tier 5 building, and that would get us to Slaughter Brutes, which is a unit I 100% want. We could get Demonic Lurkers. That improves our garrison in defense. That feels less important at the moment, but we're in a pretty hostile area, so maybe that would be good to get. Warpstone. Okay, yes, they stop. They're the same for most factions. They stop diseases. Be good if we're ever by a Nurgle faction. War Amphitheater, so we can increase our growth. That's good to have early. Simmering Anger enables attrition in this region and increases control. That's good. Trophy Racks. More income from post-battle loot and gives some bonus to the garrison. That's nice. Or this gives us skulls per turn and increases Khornate corruption and gives us something on the garrison. You know, we'll start with the War Amphitheater, get growth up. Let's take a look at some of our special... Let's take a look at our Skull Cape. The Skull Throne allows you... Okay, this is the Skull Throne. Okay. The Skull Throne allows you to spend skulls to gain powerful bonuses by performing special rituals. Selecting a ritual immediately spends the required skulls and activates its bonuses, as long as the cost can be afforded and any cooldown period has elapsed. The total number of skulls spent on the Skull Throne is tracked on the bar in the left-hand side of the panel. As the total number of skulls spent on the Skull Throne increases, higher tiers of rituals become available as indicated on the bar. Rituals can be used repeatedly. Nice. Dissipation's Domain. Costs 1,000 skulls. Lasts for 5 turns. Automatically colonized ruins. Goes up by 5% and increase Khorne corruption. Devotion's Tithe. Income from post-battle loot. 25%. That's pretty good. The Wound in the World. Army ability Summon from Beyond. Summon a unit of blood letters. I like the sound of that. Or Blood ex Nihilo. The next blood host summoned will have 2 additional units. We've got 5,331 skulls. Let's go for one of these. Let's get these Summon from Beyond.
One severe bloodletter. Now,
Skulls for the Skull Throne.
Okay, so doing that, this now lasts for 10 turns, and we can't get another one for 3 turns. That sounds good.
celebrate this day.
Unholy Manifestations. Call upon Khorne's wrath to rain havoc upon target individuals. Okay, so we can select armies and affect them with certain things. Summons a small hostile army that will attack the target army immediately. That's pretty good, actually. We can't access our Cloak of Skulls yet. Right, let's end first turn. And sit for 5 minutes while 288 factions do their business. Right, there we go. The Tzeentchian faction, they've created a new lord, but then they've moved him out of their city. Oh, okay, they have more cities than I thought. So they have the whole... Yeah, they have these 2 in the province. So we'll capture this whole province. It's always good to have at least one province under your command. Let's go straight for it. We'll just auto-resolve this. Decisive victory, casualties low. It's what we like to see. The Sword of Anti-Heroes. I mean, I'm sure that Skulltaker will want that. Yep, he gets that. Occupying it costs us skulls. Interesting. As does Blood for the Blood God. So if we do Blood for the Blood God, we can't colonize it for a few turns. We do want to colonize these ones, but we'll use that later. Skulls for the Skull Throne. So we can take skulls from it, and we can't colonize it for a few turns. And then colonizing it just costs us skulls. As this is our first province, we'll spend the skulls to occupy. Perfect. Gain a bloodletting streak of 3 victories by continually defeating enemies and avoiding extended periods of inactivity. Khorne factions can receive the Blood God's blessing in return for their relentless slaughter. The bloodletting level of a selected army is shown on the character info panel when playing a Khorne faction. Cool. Yeah, here we go. So we need 3 battles for the next level. So normally I like to get the skill that reduces the cost of recruitment, but it looks like demons don't have that option, which is fine. I think what we'll do for upgrading, we'll prioritize putting points into improving Skulltaker as an individual. Oh, actually, what am I talking about? Before we do that, we should start putting points into Bloodletters, because that's going to be most of our army. So we'll get Dominating Presence, and then start getting Skulltakers. So melee attack +4 for Bloodletters of Khorne, Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne, and Blood Crushers of Khorne units. Perfect.
Khorne's champion.
And for Brass Tide, Maim is in weapon attack and weapon strength. Kill is defense and weapon strength.
Kill them all.
Destroy, leadership and weapon strength. All of these are weapon strength. That's quite funny. Let's go Maim first. It's the most weapon strength. Mission issued. Skulls empowered. Empower any skull in the Cloak of Skulls. In blood-soaked claws, you hold a fresh skull. Its champion's essence coursing into your demonic veins. Channel this power through the Cloak of Skulls to augment your peerless might. Empowering skulls in the Cloak of Skulls panel requires champion's essence, which is gathered by defeating lords on the campaign map. Weapon gain, Sword of the Anti-Heroes. This sword was said to be smelted in a cursed furnace and then quenched in the bloody body of a dying champion. That gets us an ability, Sword of Anti-Heroes, and gives us bonus melee attack and enables magical attacks. Mission issued. Maintain control of the following 1 provinces. The Gwangee village. We will do that. Let's look at the Cloak of Skulls first, though. The Cloak of Skulls is comprised of 10 unique skulls. Each skull can be empowered to provide different effects and bonuses. Selecting a skull within the Cloak of Skulls panel displays its effects, while empowering it is only possible after previously empowering another which connects to it. Each skull may be empowered through 3 levels of effects, but it's at increasing champion's essence cost. With a valid skull selected, empowering it will deduct the specific champion's essence and grant its benefits. A list of all of the effects provided by the Cloak of Skulls is shown here. So at the moment, active effects: army ability Blood God Shackles, so that stops leaders from moving. Passive ability Cloak of Skulls. So taking this to level 2 will give us armor +25 and missile resistance 20%, and being immune to flanking enabled if more than 40 kills. That's good. What do these ones do? Skulltaker gains plus 20% of the experience of the defeated lord. That's good. Replenishes 10% campaign movement range after defeating a lord. Let's go for Dubious the Prescient. Skulltaker was destined to come for the Bretonnian knight's bloodline sooner or later, for it carried greater strength with each passing generation. With his final breath, Dubious uttered that his successor would not share his fate. Only time will tell. Okay, maybe we'll head over for Bretonnia and start fighting the Bretonnians at some point.
The more courageous the foe, the better for me.
I believe in the trailer for Omens of Destruction, it's a Bretonnian lord that Skulltaker decapitates. We'll upgrade our war amphitheater into a war arena. Oh, what buildings do we have in Queertax? So it's only a tier 3 settlement, so we can have a dimensional tear. Why does the game do this? The game will put buildings that max in tier 4 in tier 3. So we're gonna demolish the trophy racks. We want a tier 3 building in there, otherwise it's a bit of a waste. Technology researched. Too hateful to die. Death is no obstacle to bloodlust, for Khorne fury is immortal. Those demons slain in glorious battle shall swiftly be reborn, hungry for savage vengeance. Yeah, minus 30% attrition, increased recruitment rank, perfect. And now what do we want next? We have so you have to pass certain thresholds, win 5 battles to unlock the next level. That's fine. We get serial killing, campaign movement range plus 10% for blood hosts. I'm going to go Gift of Defiance, income from post-battle loot plus 10%. Get that early.
Our fury shall be unmatched.
We're going to push forward with Skulltaker. This is, I guess, the downside of colonizing on that last turn, is this is going to affect our chain battles. I think if you have one turn without a battle, yeah, progress will decay unless a battle is fought this turn. That's very strict then. So really, we shouldn't have colonized on that turn, because colonizing... Oh no, we did fight we're just not going to fight a battle this turn, are we? Because it takes more than one turn to get there. And he's way too weak, so there's no chance that he'll be baited out, even if we go into ambush stance. Which could bait him out, but he's just so weak, I doubt that would work. Let's recruit instead. We'll just get more blood letters. Actually, for a bit of variety, let's get some Chaos Furies, and then the rest of our army will fill with blood letters for now. So yeah, we want to keep it to tier 3 buildings, so we already have one of those. I'll probably demolish that building here and build it in one of these 3 tiers, but later down the line, I don't want it to interfere with our current recruitment. I'll definitely want walls at some point. So we're going to choose between a Simmering Anger or a War Amphitheater. We already have a War Amphitheater going here for better growth and casualty replenishment rate. At some point, I'll move it to a tier 3 settlement, but for now, let's go with the Simmering Anger. Enables attrition in this region, gives us better control and better upkeep. Perfect. Speaking of Bretonnians, it looks like there is a Bretonnian faction here on Lustria. Albric De Bordeleaux. That's definitely a Bretonnian name, if I know what a Bretonnian name is. Peasant mobs and knights. Yeah, thinking about it, I think I made an error, because we didn't do a fight last turn. Our bar's gone down. And I literally just had a whole thing of looking at what the unholy manifestations do. Use this battle to increase an army's bloodletting level or gain more movement range after a battle. So I should have used that last turn. It's okay, I can...
For the Skull Throne.
Thanks, Skulltaker. We can learn that for next time. Let's attack the final settlement of the Apostles of Change. Chakwa. They're not going to put up much of a fight. No, decisive victory, low casualties. We'll take that. 161 skulls. Okay, so we can't occupy because we don't have enough skulls. You know, let's rate... Oh, no, that costs skulls too. Let's get skulls for the Skull Throne, and we'll just not have this for 3 turns. The Sword of Strife never has an owner for long, but those who wield it will always find it in their hand when their temper rises. Follow again, Agent of Blood. Who is it that ensures conflict, war, and destruction are only ever a breath away? Naturally, it is the Blood God. So we get 70% movement range after raising a settlement. That's nice. We'll take another point into the Skulltaker's line, as well as the +4 bonus to attack. This will increase our charge bonus for those units. Brass Tide, we could give you... Let's give you Slaughter. Speaking of which, can we hire a second recruit hero? Yeah, we can get a second Blood Reaper, can't we? Which one do we want? That is not a name. That is a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Okay, I'll try. Ruguarian Lulan. Ruguarian Lulan. He's a Maimer. +50 armor piercing weapon damage is good. Bad Hat from the first Organ Slasher. Just increases Khorne corruption. Meh. Fleet-footed, speed, and strider. Okay, we'll go for Rugarilulan. We'll recruit you, and then we're going to rename you. Something that doesn't give Skulltaker a headache when he tries to shout it. Nasty Rugnag. That's Skulltaker's best attempt to say that name. Nasty Rugnag. Okay, what have we got? Items-wise. I'm normally really bad at... Like, I sleep on items and ancillaries. Like, I'll unlock them and the game will assign them, and then I just forget to ever go back and check and see if there's better ones. We have the Sword of Anti-Heroes. The magical attacks are a bit wasted on Skulltaker. We'll give Skulltaker the Sword of Strife. We'll give Brasthide the Sword of Anti-Heroes. And Nasty Rugnag, we can send him out to do stuff on the campaign map for us. So yeah, I need to wait 3 turns until that's available. In the meantime, I should make sure I keep the wars going.
More acolytes for the Blood God.
We'll upgrade Quitax. We've got a fair bit of extra favour sitting around. Demons don't use gold, they use favour, which is exactly the same as gold. In all ways but name. We need to find our next target. Who have we got? Let's go for the Bretonnians. I think they've only got 1 settlement and it's here. They're going to expand into these ones, but we're going to make them our next target. Although they're too far away. They're too far away for that to be practical. Whereas Lord Zlocht is just... Is that how you say that? Zlocht? He's just sitting in these sacred pools. That's a harder bastion to break, for sure. Okay, I'm going to go for the Bretonnians. I think it's more thematic. What we'll do is we'll march here. I don't think we'll be able to reach them here on our next turn, but we can experiment with the Unholy Manifestation. Technology researched. Gift of Defiance. No gods, no kings, only Khorne. It is in his name that we wage our eternal war upon order, and it is by his grace that we shall be granted the tools of triumph. Increased income from post-battle loot. Collect 500 skulls from kills in battle. Do that as we go. Our next technology will get serial killing so we can increase our movement range. So in March stance, I still can't reach. We'll come out of March. We'll go as close as we can get. And that way we can do a bit more recruiting as well. I've got 2 turns to wait for that. What I'm going to do, just so we can make sure we snap that up right away and one of these lizard men don't go and steal it from us, is I'm going to recruit a lord just so that lord can go and swipe it for us. We'll make that lord a Herald of Khorne just for the sake. We'll pick the strong one, Goreflench.
Herald of Khorne.
I like the name Goreflench. It's easy to say. Oh no, there's something sophisticated about this guy. He looks like a gentleman to me, so we're going to call him Sir Goreflench. Also, I keep missing the N, so Skulltaker demands, remove the N, you're Gorefletch. We're going to start being aggressive with Nasty Rugnag. We can attempt an assassination attempt on Pierre Lamoureux. This might make them declare war on us, or probably will. Failure. Nasty Rugnag, our Blood Reaper, was not up to par in this attempt. Disappointing, Nasty Rugnag. If you fail again, I'll be renaming you.
Only the finest.
Let's get some more blood letters. Yeah, Eternal War. Summons a small hostile army that will attack the target army immediately. Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't understand how... So the way this works is I thought it sent an army to attack an enemy army. No, what it does is it creates an army to attack you, and that way you can technically have a fight every turn. Okay, let's perform that then. Just auto-resolve. Oh, we get our mount. The Skulltaker, a mighty demon engine, clad in brass armor and driven into battle in iron-shod wheels. Successful, collect 500 skulls. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so this isn't... At rank 9, we get our unique mount, Kulturan. But for now, we just get a Blood Throne, which I'm fine with. Oh, we have a skill point too. Perfect. Let's max out the Skulltakers, so our melee attack goes up to 6 and our charge bonus to 9. We'll just max that out, and then I'll start putting points into Infernal Champion. Let's just put 1 point into all 4 of these. Why not? End turn. Oh, perfect. See, I went to all that effort of hiring Sir Gorefletch to go and claim it, but we got that whole thing of ruined settlements being randomly claimed happened for us. We got the province. So yeah, maintain control of the following 1 provinces. Gwangee village. Perfect.
Issue a commandment to rouse the populace, so that they may better serve your ends.
Thanks, advisor. I would turn the advisor off, but I forget about a lot of the features in this game, so for now I'm going to leave it on, just in case. Province secured, the Gwangee village. Drawn to destruction, Chakwa. Drawn by the scent of blood and smoke, your minions have infested the ruins of Chakwa, and the settlement is now yours to control. Armor gained. Dragon helm, an ornate helm fashioned in the style of dragon scales, allowing the wearer to shrug off burning flames and bolts of fire. Perfect. Issue a commandment. Yeah, we'll do that. So once you own an entire province, you can issue a commandment. You can increase our control. Our control's on the up, so I'm not worried about that. It does increase our Khorne corruption. That's also on the up, though. We can lower recruitment cost, increase recruitment rank and capacity. We can lower upkeep for armies in provinces and increase post-battle loot. I don't think we're going to be attacked in this province, though. We can get Monuments of Rage, which is growth, construction costs, and Winds of Magic improvement. Let's get that for now. That will trigger next turn. We'll build a Dimensional Tear again in Chakwa. Now, the Bretonnians were stupid. I know we're not actually at war, but they saw a Khorne army just sitting on their border and decided, oh, yeah, we'll head off. They have got a second army coming up, so I shouldn't be too... shouldn't be too easy. Annoyingly, this army is just out of range for us to hit them right away. We'll go for the settlement first. Declare war. Sorry, Alberic. Decisive victory, low casualties. Hopefully not too low. Auto-resolve. We're not going to settle because we want to stay on the move. Skulls for the Skull Throne. Gain a bloodletting streak of 3 victories. Nice. So we did it then. Nasty Rugnag. Right. Attempt 2 to assassinate Pierre Lamoureux. If you don't succeed, I'm going to rename you to Nasty Failure. Sorry, not sorry. Nasty Failure. Sorry, Rugnag. This is going to be your name forever now, even if you start succeeding. That's how we roll in Khorne's army. Nasty Failure. Dragon Helm. We'll put that on Skulltaker. Okay, so we can't move enough to get any closer, but we have got enough movement to go into encampment stance, which means that we can gain some health and also, I think, recruit a bit, globally anyway. It costs more to do global recruitment. On other factions, it doubles the amount of time it takes too. Not here, though. Let's get one more Dog, one more Chaos Fury, and one more Bloodletter. I actually don't think we need Sir Gorefleck. I could keep him around as a... I could keep him around to do sneaky tactics with. You know what, for now I'm going to disband him, and then if we need him later, Lords get returned to the recruitment pool, so after a few turns you can get them back. So he'll still be around, but for now I'd like to save Favour. We might as well spend some of our Champion's Essence as well. We could get Iron Neck the Wanderer, replenishes 10% campaign movement range after defeating a Lord. Yeah, we'll go for this one. After his wayward warg dissipated in the far north, Iron Neck trudged along through the wastes non-stop for 2 whole years, his uncanny knack for survival and killing marauder chieftains becoming legend. Skulltaker needed 2 neck blows to take his skull, the Orc war boss living up to his name. This is an Orc skull. Oh yeah, you can see they've got a special little design for it. I like that. Empower. Now it says active effects, but it doesn't look like this list is unlimited, so I wonder under what condition do you lose some of these? I guess we'll see. We could get another Unholy Manifestation too. Why not? I want to see how this works, having more than one at once. Does it replace? Can you have multiple going? Oh, I've not really been using this either because I've not fought actual battles. Let's go for Devotion's Tithe. Increase our post-battle loot income.
I am the greatest of Khorne's chosen.
Did that replace, or did that... I think it looks like it replaced, so you can only have one at a time. Understood.
I can. I will. I must.
Yeah, we get our commandment issued. Perfect. Harvester of Skulls. Most sane mortals would flee rather than face Khornite might, but some suffer the affliction of pride. So it is that a greenskin horde surges towards camp, their warboss loudly boasting, "These spiky gits ain't so tough." And surprisingly, the spiky gits prove tough indeed. The bounty is plentiful, 88 skulls. Mission issued, control 2 provinces. Okay, raise Khorne corruption in any adjacent region not already controlled by Khorne to 75. Spread word of the glory of Khorne beyond your borders to gain his favour, unlocking more unholy manifestations and making it more likely that the blood god will become ascendant in the great game. Chaos cults may spontaneously form in foreign regions where chaos corruption is high.
The winds of magic are weak and fickle. Your power has dwindled. Be wary of engaging the enemy while so enfeebled.
The winds of magic. Demonic forces of chaos are sensitive to their power reserves of magic. High reserves grant beneficial effects in battle, while low reserves, such as you're currently experiencing, prevent unit replenishment. Oh, I didn't know that. These side effects and the thresholds at which they apply are shown on the power reserve bar of a selected Chaos army. Yeah, Bretonnia just destroyed the Lizardmen faction to our north. Technology research, serial killing, hearts pound like war drums, veins burn with primal fear, sinews tighten into iron, and the rage, oh the rage, it's transcendent in its intensity. Such endless glorious slaughter there shall be. Campaign movement range up. It does quite negatively affect us having no winds of magic. I had no idea that was a condition for demon armies. Brass Tide, there you go, you get destroy now. We can't reach either army. So we can go into combat trials stance. These warriors and demons of Khorne are tested and trialing each other in vicious bloodshed. We get a skull per turn, increased winds of magic reserve. It enables attrition that gives unit experience per turn. Enabling attrition's rough. We could also go into raiding stance. But that doesn't help with our winds of magic. I should spend some time channeling magic when I can. But at the moment...
What?
Nasty failure. You can have one more attempt. So we'll make it a bit easier for you. You can go block the army first. That's 41% success chance. Failure again. Nasty failure. You are living up to your name. Oh. You know what? Let's try and make him less of a failure. Let's give him a point into assassinate. Research. You know what? Let's not sleep on upgrading our units. Let's get Slaughterous Pride. Oh, okay. Being an encampment stance reduces your winds of power reserve. That's bad. Let's go into raiding stance instead. Although I can't really move anywhere under raiding stance. What about ambush? I'm going to go into ambush stance and come here. And hopefully this army might come out. Although think about it, I don't know if they will because they won't be able to settle here, will they? You know, okay, I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm going to stay in encampment starts, actually, rather than ambush. And that might bait them out, because we're sitting here looking weak. I am going to... Okay, so you can only do this once every 15 turns, it looks like. So I'm not going to... I'm going to lose some of my attack momentum, which is a shame. We can upgrade things in Quitax. You know, I foresee this being a very hostile campaign. I reckon we've got tons of lizard men around us. They hate chaos. Who's this over to our west? Chamber of Visions. The Thousand Moors. What faction's the Thousand Moors? Dark Elves. They might be less aggressive to us, but I mean, we're going to be aggressive to them if we get the opportunity. We're going to go to war with anybody and everybody that we can. That's just the way of things for Khorne. But yeah, so with that in mind, I'm going to build a wall. Yeah, three-headed scent hounds. Much smaller and more docile than their distant cousin Karanak, these hounds have been bred over millennia to sniff out interlopers. Adds defenses to the settlement. Great. End turn. Okay, we didn't get any movement from Alberic. I thought we could tempt him to come out. Why is our upkeep going down so much? Is our upkeep tied to... Oh, yeah, so our upkeep is tied to this bar here. Perfect. Right, you now have a 32% chance to assassinate him. Succeed. Finally. There you go. You killed their hero. That's nice. Nasty failure. Gets a Khornate familiar. Remember, you must kill. And kill and kill and kill and kill. Got that from ranking up in enemy territory. We can't put any more points into assassinate. We'll put one into block army. A very useful ability. You know what? We're just going to attack. Okay, so we're dealing with a full 20 stack. Men-at-arms are actually pretty tough. They're better than peasant mobs anyway. You know what? This might have been ill-advised, attacking right away. We'll encircle. Okay, now we've built our main settlement in Quitax. Oh, we could build logs. It improves our income and... yeah, we'll build some logs. And we'll upgrade this to tier 2 just so we can put walls in. Oh, and now we're in financial deficit. Okay. So yeah, that's not great. You know what? I'm changing my mind about the siege. We'll break the siege. I'm actually going to merge these units to get our upkeep down. And then we'll get rid of these absolutely tiny ones. Now we're not in a deficit anymore, so that's good.
Stealth has its place.
I'll go into ambush stance. I think if we ambush them here, we might still draw out the garrison, but that is putting us in a better position. Right, end turn. Technology research. The intoxicating thrill of savage victory shall become headier than ever, and our thirst for the kill will know no bounds. Praise the Skull Throne. Slaughterous Pride. It makes a unit unkillable and unbreakable for 20 seconds. Nice. Recruit 30 new troops. We'll get that done. This combat bar is very unforgiving. Feels like you have to really be very aggressive, but that's hard when the AI has multiple stacks like this. Okay, we're gonna claim this settlement. That way we'll have something that the enemy can actually target. Oh, we can't claim it. Okay. In that case, do nothing. But if I stay in ambush stance, then they might send a army to come and try and colonize this, and then we'll grab them. That's the plan anyway. You know what, Nasty Failure, you come into our army just for now, just in case we're attacked. It doesn't hurt to have a powerful hero in the army. I was thinking about maybe going into normal stance and heading back to our territory, but I want to stay in this aggressive zone. This kind of scenario is where I'm not going to be very good with Khorne, because you have to be as aggressive as possible, but when you have 20 stacks camping in settlements, it makes it hard. At least we've taken and destroyed the province capital, so they won't have any walls on any of these other three. It's just about getting rid of these two relatively powerful armies. Right, for research, which one of these affects our bloodletters? Not really in who played. Is it Warborn? Yes, Warborn affects it. Warborn. Mere mortals gain mastery of war in decades, but even mere foot soldiers of Khorne are created with it. So minus 15% for infantry units and +1 recruitment rank. We'll get that. End turn. The Great Game, a new god ascends. A play has been made in the Great Game, and a new god rises to the foray. Achieving ascendancy over his ruinous brothers, Khorne has gained ascendancy for now. All Khorne factions have access to more powerful and holy manifestations. Oh, nice. Sign a non-aggression pact with any faction. That's not very Khornish. Khorne's Glare. Take control of targeted, unoccupied ruin. Claimed ruin will be a tier 2 settlement. That is incredible to get now. Okay, perform it on Tlaxcalan. That is really good to get now. Because now this provides a point where we can lure the Bretonnians to attack us. And that is the perfect scenario. Brienne is too far away to really do anything. So we really want to be baiting. We want to be baiting Alberic. I mean, we could just go right in for the attack, but it's going to be even harder now than it was the other turn. Tlaxcalan, let's firstly not do anything because we can't afford to. At least we're not in the deficit anymore.
Khorne does not discriminate.
Well, that's good. It's good that Khorne isn't discriminatory. Okay, go there in the ambush stance. Gave us the wrong kind of province capital, which is a bit annoying. But it's not the end of the world. We can swap it over when we get the chance. So I'm going to sit there in ambush stance. Actually, why overcomplicate it? I should sit as close to the garrison as I can. Although we're now inactive. Okay, end turn. Mission issued. A hero becomes a legend. Win 10 battles with any single hero character. Most battles currently won by a single hero, 5. That's fine. We're going to have Brass Tide in our army for the whole thing, I think. And our trap worked. Alberic has come out into our lands. He's raiding us. He can't see us. Now his army is still bigger, but we're gonna have to go for it and fight anyway, especially as we're inactive. We're gonna have a debuff. Wow. So it's a Pyrrhic victory, but the game is assuming we're gonna lose all of our units except for Skulltaker. I'm not having that, although it does look like we're gonna lose a lot. What are we dealing with? Men at arms. I'm not too worried about them. Foot squires are a bit more aggressive. The bowmen, they should rout really quickly because they're just peasant bowmen. So we need to make sure they can't get too many shots off at us. Bretonnian is strongest with their cavalry. So what have they got? They've got Knights of the Realm, which is shock cavalry, Knights Errant, and then mounted yeomen. Okay, well, we got to go for it. Let's see how we do. So, given that we're quite outnumbered, I'm going to be a bit cheesy. I've put pretty much all of our army here in the trees right at the edge, so the enemy can't see us. Apart from Skulltaker. Okay, apparently Skulltaker can't hide in forests, which is strange. Some units can't hide in forests. I'd put our motorbike over here. I'm just going to keep calling it a motorbike. I put that over here as a lure to sort of bring the army over here, and then our main force can ram into the side. Same with the bats, because the bats are the Chaos Furies. They can't hide. So we'll put Skulltaker over here as well then, seeing as he can't hide. Oh, it's because he's on a bike as well. These bikes are too noisy for stealth, apparently. So, with that, the peasant army will hopefully be drawn over here a bit, and we can have our mob get ready to charge down. I was debating setting up on this hill, because charging uphill does give us the advantage as the defender, but being sneaky in the trees is too tempting. You know, they're going to send their ranged cavalry in to harass us, but 2 can play at that game. Ranged cavalry is very weak in melee, so they're going to send them out on their own. We'll take advantage of that. They'll get a few shots off. on Skulltaker, but he's tough. I'm not worried. Make him as weak as possible. Right, the enemy army is moving, but we are still hidden, which is perfect. Right, all you guys pull back a little bit. Skulltaker hit that unit there. Start bringing our main units down. What is with that column? Come up here. I need you to go into the woods. Skulltaker. You keep attacking them there. Yeah, these guys have no idea where we are. I would go after these ranged cavalry units, but they're sitting in the line of sight of their peasant archers. Tell you what, Chaos Furies, you come and hit them there. Skulltaker's still holding his own very well. Oh, I kind of wish they hadn't moved so far away from the forest. Oh, perfect. He's coming in to attack on the ground. Skulltaker, there he is. There's the hero. There's the lord. Get him. In fact, hit him with this so we can't move. Chariot, you pull away. How are the Chaos Furies doing? They're doing fine. You know, I want this charge. It's not going to be the most organised charge, but it's fine. We're Khorne. I just want them to start coming through and hitting these squads in the back. Just want all of these units to be dealt with. How's Skulltaker doing? Chariots, you just stop standing there. Chaos Furies, you pull out. You've got cavalry coming in. Yeah, it'd be good to get our chariot out of there. Skulltaker is still winning from the looks of things. Yeah, the fact that they moved away from the trees is a bit annoying because it meant our charge is not as effective. Our Chaos Furies are taking a bit of a hit now. It's alright, our heroes are going in first, so they're drawing much of the attention of the archers for now. Where's the chariot? Chariot is really being bugged. I think we're probably going to lose our Chaos Furies here, but that's fine. Yeah, they're breaking. Where's Skulltaker? Skulltaker, you're supposed to stay on. You're supposed to stay on the hero. Use Bloody Onslaught when you get closer. Nasty Failure is being wrecked by the Lord. For some reason, not everything is. You should be running for one. Right, we'll send our beasts in. Oh, I've not been. This has not been very well played. That's why we're taking so long. Is half the units are just walking, and I've not even been using our dogs. Okay, bring the wolves out here. Activate that ability. Nasty Failure, you're going to want to get out of there, friend. Okay, Albric's gone back up into the air. This unit of peasant spear archers is running away, so let's send the dogs there. Let's bring this unit down. Our chariot's getting busted up. I really misused the dogs in this. I should have been having the dogs harassing the archers a lot more. Nasty Failure, get the hell out of there. I don't actually want you to die. I like you more than that. We might be losing our chariot. You keep killing them. Dogs. Chase them down. Want you to run at them. You guys get in there. These dogs are melting. You pull out. Yeah, at the moment it says we're still doing okay. But Skulltaker, you're really meant to be going after the heroes. You keep getting turned around. Okay, wolves, you chase off these skirmishers. Okay, you wolves chase them off while you Skulltakers charge down here. You Skulltakers are just in the thick of things. I keep calling them Skulltakers, they're called Bloodletters. Exalted Bloodletters, you keep going after them. This unit of Bloodletters helps Skulltaker get towards the boss. We'll activate our Bloody Onslaught. Relentless Rage. Entities cannot die while this ability is active. Where would that go best? I think our chariot died, which is a shame. Put them on the Blood Crushers. Just let the Blood Crushers be as strong as they can be. Nasty Failure. You can't sit the whole thing out. You're still a soldier of Khorne. Our wolves are chasing over here. Chasing down the cavalry. Okay, cavalry units are starting to break. I think we're gonna be okay. Maybe lost more than I would have liked to have lost, but all in all, I'm happy. Get out of there, there's a spell coming. Yeah, these peasant mobs are starting to break. Dogs, you keep chasing off those archers. Dogs, you chase down those archers. What's Brass Tide doing? He's sitting there. Brass Tide, you go and fight them. This Albric is a coward. He keeps trying to run away when we're fighting him. Be a real knight. Nasty failure, you can get in there. That unit of ranged cavalry is fine, but otherwise, I don't think they can do much damage to us at this point anyway. Let's just let it all play out now. Their lord is fleeing. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Victory. But for good measure, chase him down. Chase Albric down. We lost our motorbike in this fight. Oh, I can't say I mind too much. Oh, he's flying off. I will get that skull of yours, Albric. Don't think I won't. Right, keep chasing down. This army might retreat, so we might have to fight it again, in which case it should be as weak as possible. Everyone just go for some of these fuller health units. Oh, they're too far away. Albric's fled. Like the coward that he is. End battle. Pyrrhic victory. Right, so we lost one unit of Chaos Furies respawned, but we lost our chariot motorbike thing and we lost another Chaos unit. Other than that, we did fine though. Only lost 234, whereas Albric lost 1,190, and it looks like most of his army is completely destroyed. We'll probably have to follow up and finish them off. But yeah, MVP, the Hellforged Host. 191 kills, lovely. Let's reap captives. We always want to take skulls, unless we're really desperate.
Take every skull.
And for good measure, let's finish off Albric. We're getting that skull now, buddy. Decisive victory low.
Challenge.
Beautiful. Got extra favour, 82 skulls. We'll take the favour this time. We'll offer as tribute, just because we're a bit short on favour. We got our mount, Kilturan. Skulltakers is the most dreaded juggernaut of all. A metal-plated beast of primordial rage that carries the Slayer of Kings to his doomed quarries. And we got the Helm of Dreska. To those who don the Helm of Dreska comes untold power, yet a sorry fate also awaits. Power of Dreska, 2% chance for this character to gain a powerful unique trait upon ending turn. Causes Curse of Dreska, 1% chance for this character to die upon ending turn. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, that's risky. Armor plus 20, wound recovery time plus 10 turns. So if we die, we're gone for a while. Attribute, immune to contact effects, such as poison, unbreakable, expert charge defense. You know what? Let's put it on. It feels stupid, but let's put it on for the joke. Why not? It's better than Dragon Helm. So now, at the end of the turn, we might gain a powerful unique trait, or we might die. When you defeat legendary lords from other factions, you get a bonus trait on the army. Because Skulltaker, the way that his lore is described, is it feels like you should be sort of playing him a bit like a Pokemon trainer, where your goal should be to go around and collect the heads of all the different legendary lords that you can. And that feature kind of exists in the game anyway with these traits, because it's like a list of all the different legendary lords you've killed with a minor bonus for it. They still could have, I think, made better use of the hunting for heads from legendary lords idea. Like, they could have just given Skulltaker better traits for killing individual lords. But let's finish this conquest. We'll take Slansla in auto-resolve without any casualties. You know, we'll take the skulls. Skulls for the Skull Throne. We might get it by default anyway now that we own a settlement here. But this means we are more ready to move on. Brienne de Bois next turn. We're ready to move on him there and take the full province, hopefully. We'll definitely do some recruitment, though. Oh, we can only recruit Chaos Warriors here. That sort of ruins my theming, but we do need something. Building wise, we'll immediately throw up a wall, demonic lurkers, and we'll put the kennels here. Or do I want those in Hoylotl? Okay, first things first, in our home province, I'm going to build the Khorne Califactor here and demolish it here. And that'll give us more room to grow on that side. But I won't demolish it right away, though. I don't want to be unable to recruit bloodletters. And then from here, we'll get the trophy racks. Unassigned skill point. Oh, Skulltaker's got 5 skill points. That's amazing. In that case, let's start increasing his personal strength. We'll put some into Infernal Champion. We'll put 2 points into Maim. And... oh, we've got some other things here. What we got? We've already got Blood God's Vigor. Replenishes 30% campaign movement range after winning a battle. Khorne's Favour. +3 Khorne Corruption local province and bonus to infantry +10. Thick Skin, missile resistance 10%. And Brass Collar, spell resistant 10%. Let's get Khorne's Favour. A small measure of Khorne's power rests in Skulltaker's bare hands. The power in his sword is another matter altogether. And let's get Slaughter. For Brass Tide, we can give him Foe Seeker now. Foe Seeker is an ability, gives you bonus speed and reduced vigor. So it's good for hunting, for getting to people quicker. Right, let's put points into Murder. I like this skill line. The skill line is so simple. Nasty Failure. Keep upping Assassinate, keep upping Block Army, and give yourself a Specialist as well, as you're going to be our main on the map hero. I'll leave you in the army for a bit so you can heal. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to end this episode. Next time, we will hopefully finish off the rest of the Bretonnians and move on to our next war. But yeah, thanks for watching as we start this Skulltaker campaign. I have high hopes that it will last at least a bit longer than the Gorbad one. But anyway, yeah, I really appreciate you watching, especially if you've got this far. If you'd like to leave a like or a comment of anything you like, I would very much appreciate that. Any sort of interaction goes down well with me. Hope you have a lovely evening, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.